Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avernum 3. Last episode we made it to the Isle of Begale and had to deal with a number of cockroaches. Ugh. Now, let's actually take a look at the major city upon the Isle of Begale. See what we can do. And of course, just like always, start by looking around the outside. You have found a section of Shayder that for some reason has been walled off and abandoned. The walls are crumbling and clearly substandard. These are probably the remains of an older part of town, abandoned and walled off for safety's sake. Can't seem to go off that way without doing this. Interesting. We may have to break our way in at some point. And a dead roach. Probably gonna find many of those things. Oh, many of them that are still living anyway. Alright. Let's head in on the south side. Leave our horses at the gate. In the gate. You stride into the City of Shayder, relieved that nobody seems visibly inclined at the moment to attack you. It's a beautiful city, all clean wooden buildings and carefully tended lawns and gardens. Something, however, is not right. The city is too still. There are few people in the streets and they avoid each other. Everyone takes great pains to not get too close to anyone else. Everything is way too quiet for such a large city. Strangest of all, however, is the smell. It's the smell of rotting flesh, smoke, and a host of other unnerving elements. The odor seems to stick to your clothes, your hair, and the inside of your nose. You have reached the City of Shayder, and it is clear that not all is not well with their world. Goody. You meet a tall, thin man with dark hair. He carries a polished wood case and a portable stand. When you approach, he sets up the stand and opens the case, revealing an assortment of potions. Greetings! I am Bowman. Is alchemy your profession? Yes, I sell potions. No respectable Anama member should be without one. Why do Anama members use so many potions? You notice that he is wearing an Anama ring. We Anama don't use magic, but that doesn't mean we're fools. We use all other resources we can find, including the natural plants that come from the earth. Okay, I suppose that's a bit fair enough. Bowman continues to present you with his open stand full of fresh potions. I hope I can interest you in some of my potions. Where do you get your potions from? I make these potions using only natural, organic ingredients and alchemical processes, without use of a single magical spell. You may purchase them if you wish. He suddenly starts to cough. When he straightens up, he says, Excuse me, I think I'm starting to become a touch ill. As I was to say, you may purchase potions from me if you wish. Well, he's got a lot of potions. None we need, though, but thank you. We'll keep you in mind if we need any energy potions. Guards in there, makes sense. Let's see. This building has mostly been cleaned out. There are only a few bits of litter left behind. There's an odd smell. You think you hear a scraping noise coming from the room to the west. Ah, roaches. Because of course. Oi, quit that! Well, we know what the scratching sound was.
Hey, how you doing?
Does this bone structure make me look fat? Shut up. Sara the Sage, spells, identification, reasonable rates. You meet someone unusual in Anama lands, a woman wearing mage robes. She stares at you defiantly. I am Sara. I am Shayder's mage. What are you doing in Shayder? I study the magical arts and provide training in the same. I even dabble in identification a bit. And believe me, between the roaches and the Anama, these are not stress-free occupations. What sort of magical training can you perform? I am quite capable of teaching several valuable spells. If you wish to purchase one, let me know. Okay, what can we get? Yeah, what the hell, lightning strike can be improved. Nothing else, I think we're fine with the rest. Who do you know who can help us? Ackley the librarian is wise and knows an awful lot. You should be sure to speak with him. He's in the library to the north. Okay then. Do you know anything about the roach problem? I know little about it. The Anama tell me nothing, and I rarely go out with all the sickness. Though I do know someone who might be able to help. He's quite wise. Ah, Arkley the librarian. Yes, stop that. What do the Anama think of your being here? I care not what they say. Magic, despite its drawbacks, is a great force for good, and no matter what they do, this is home, and here I will remain. Ignorant fools. Of course, I have met a wise Anama member, believe it or not, who might help you. Arkley the librarian. Now that I think about it, one last thing. Identify this cloak. Pilgrim's cloak. +2 to Pathfinder, +20 resistance to mental effects. Not much protection, but it's pretty darn good. You know what? Give it to Teresa. I think that'll work. Alright. Keep looking around. Well, coins. Nothing else in that room. See, not much in here. A couple coins and a book. Alright, let's see what this book says. Teresa? Teresa, what's this book? Faith of the Anama. I wonder if that's going to be the only books we have over here. Pick the lock. Nothing in the pots. A robe. Disarm the trap, and a couple coins. Lot of coins! Wow, impressive. Shayder Job Dispatcher. Adventurers welcome, work available. You meet a short, fidgety accountant type with a heavily chewed quill pen behind his ear. He nods in greeting. I'm Grunders. A lovely day to you. The note-covered board behind him identifies Grunders as Shayder's job dispatcher. What is your occupation? Oh, I run a variety of business operations. I'm the main jobs dispatcher for Shayder, and I'm also an accomplished reseller. Good occupations, thanks to the roaches. What's the extent of your business operations? Getting things and selling them for more than I paid for them. Even in these trying times, there is money to be made in getting things and selling them for more than I paid for them. How did you become so accomplished? Thanks to all the monsters everywhere, supplies are always short. You can sell me pretty much anything you want. Know anything about the roaches? Well, with the monsters everywhere, the normal supply lines are gone, so small-time couriers and treasure hunters are what's needed today, and I work with them. I'm getting rich, I tell you. Pity about the dead, though. His sincerity is unconvincing. Alright, I'll trade. I might have... we don't have anything to sell. Are you a member of the Anama? He looks uncomfortable. Yes, I am, but I lost my ring. I will get a new one shortly. It's not something I can discuss with someone who isn't in the Anama. What jobs are available now? An incredibly urgent message to Ivanova in Golddale. 2 days. Convey an important message to the innkeeper in the town of Wainscoting, and slay a basilisk and take its body to Yasina. High pay for that one. But we're not going to do any. Not with the time crunches. Although we could do the one for Golddale. Shayder City Hall. Just going to take a look. The Empire requires the bureaucrats of Shayder to fill out many forms. Once they're filled up, they end up here. It's hard to imagine them being useful to anyone, let alone you. This bookshelf is still mostly empty, waiting to be filled with useless forms nobody will ever care about. The only thing you find of potential value is a scroll tube, dusty and forgotten. What kind of scroll? Bolt of fire. Not really needed, but okay. A wrinkled and weary woman shuffles papers at the end of the table. She looks like one who has become accustomed to the politeness of her existence. I am Mayor Bernathy. Welcome to Shayder. What is your purpose in Shayder? I am the mayor of the beautiful city of Shayder, placed by the Empire as a guardian, for what all that is worth, which is little. How did you become mayor? She coughs. She doesn't look well. I was handpicked by the Empire to come out here and try to run this place. Of course, the Anama really run everything. Things I say are basically ignored. Plus, of course, nobody expected the roaches. Do you know anything about the roach plague? She wipes a running nose. They bring disease. Everyone is dying. The crops are being eaten. She grins evilly. And the Anama can't handle it. About the only authority I have is to give a mission to someone who can handle it. Tell us about this mission. One bit of authority remains to me. The Empire gave me the ability to give adventurers quests if necessary. Here it is. Slay the cockroaches. Rid the island of them. Save these people before diseases kill them all. She coughs delicately into her hand. Do this and return to me and I can reward you well. Please hurry and good luck to you. How goes your guardianship? She looks disturbed. I've served the Empire loyally for most of my life. I ask myself again and again, why did they send me out here to the wilderness, to a post where I would be all but ignored, and then when we most need their help, they ignore us. And I am worthless here. Why do you think your presence is worthless? I control so little. The guards listen to me sometimes, but not always. Day-to-day issues are run by a Honar, High Priest of the Anama. I push papers and send reports to the Empire, which they ignore. I'm worthless here, period. What do you think about a Honar and the Anama? I won't tell you what rubbish they spout, you'll hear enough of it. But most everyone on the island follows them, and they only listen to me if a Honar says so. They can't handle the roaches, and I have the Empire's authority to give a quest. Which we already know about. Alright, we'll do what we can about that quest. Don't you worry. Nothing much in there. Nothing much in here. You meet a beggar. The ravages of disease are clear on him. He can barely move, but he still manages an air of grim dignity. He wears a dirty Anama ring. My name is Spud. How did you become a member? A beggar? I was a farmer. I lost my wife and my health to disease. I asked for a minor gift to feed me while I regained my strength. What was farming like? A difficult enough job considering the rocky soil, even without the plague. Is life difficult on the Isle of Begail? Even before the roaches, life here was hard. We Anama worked so hard to clear out a place for people to live. This is a rough place. How did you survive? At night, the Anama let me sleep in their temple. It keeps things from crawling on me. They are kind. I'm sorry about your wife. I am only 28. He looks much older. My wife was only 26 when the plague got her. Sometimes, as much as it shames me to admit it, I envy her for moving on while I must stay here. What sort of disease let's give a few coins. You give Spud a few coins. He bows deeply, which is a great effort for him. Thank you for your kindness. I shall not forget you. What sort of disease did this to you? The disease tore me apart. I survived, but it shredded my insides. That is why I must beg for gifts while I recover. I hope you regain your strength. He looks wistful. One day I will be a parasite no longer. Oh, what I would give to be able to do a little bit of honest farm work. You are an Anama member? Why aren't they helping you? The Anama have little patience for those who don't work. When I get my strength back, then they will help me more. They do give me a little food, though. Is it safe to be out here with all the bugs about? No. Not safe. Best of luck, Obega. Let's see. Oh, hello. This woman wears the ankh of a healer, but she has a strangely cold, businesslike demeanor. I'm Judith, of the Church of the Divine Lucre. This is a real church? Of the Divine Lucre, yes. What services does the Church of Divine Lucre offer? I am a healer of the Church of Divine Lucre. I have healing available for very reasonable rates. What do you consider reasonable rates? She looks irked. The Anama have caused a horrible healing glut in this area. It's almost impossible to make any money. Still, with demand so high, I'm doing alright. Right. Nothing really there. What does the Church of the Diving Lucre believe in? Second time I've seen that typo. Diving Lucre? I doubt that. What can I say? We believe that the best route to a better life and a happier soul is through improvement, and the best improvement comes through enlightened self-interest. It is a faith that demands much, but has great rewards. Rewards such as? Focus, strength, money, no guilt, power. You know, what everyone wants. Okay then. Right, let's see what's in this building. Library of Shayder, Librarian Arkley. That is a big
I wanna
library.
be your friend.
Have you talked to Foxfire? She wanders in the little towns of Midori Province. No, and I'm not going to be there for a while. Shut up. You meet a hunched-over, exhausted man in long robes. When you approach, you see that he is studying diagrams with illustrations of cockroaches on them. He looks up. I am Akli. Greeting to you. Are you the librarian? Yes, I am the librarian of Shayder, and one of the keepers of knowledge for the Anama Church. Is this the only library in Shayder? He waves at the shelves of books surrounding you. Yes, the Anama dislike magic, but are great believers in knowledge. Ahonar himself commissioned me to do a bit of very important research. What important research is that? My current research is critical. I am trying to find ways to deal with the cockroaches that plague us. I'm having little luck, but I have found a few leads. What have you learned about the cockroaches? Well, I have heard that there are intelligent spiders on this island, of a species previously unknown to us. It sounds odd, I know, but I suspect that they may be able to help you. Also, I know of a mage named Purgatos, who I suspect can be of assistance to you. Where is Purgatos? I know it is problematical for an Anama member to send one to a mage, but just between you and me, we are not yet strong enough to handle the roaches on our own. Purgatos lives in the ruined island of Nice. I believe you can find a ferry there in the town of Cooper. Is Purgatos the only mage you know? He looks down at his Anama ring. I agree with the stance of the Anama on magic, but I do not dislike mages personally. A mage's non-medical efforts can lead to good ends. For example, Sarah, who lives in the southeast corner of Shayder, is a mage but a great finder of knowledge. Fair enough, I suppose. There are intelligent spiders on this isle? Yes, intelligent friendly spiders. I have heard rumors that they live near the town of Babner. Something this bizarre cannot help but be a help to us. To help find Babner, by the way, you can purchase maps of the Isle of the Gale from me. I think we already have one. Yes we do. Thank you, but we're good. Tell us more about the spiders. I have not met them, but I have heard rumors. They are friendly, they like humans, and they live in a cave in the woods to the east. Nobody hunts the roaches more effectively than the spiders. They may know where the roaches came from. Goody, that's gonna be fun. What other sorts of knowledge do you keep? Anything that would help us? I make money on the side by creating maps. If you would like to purchase one of my maps of the island, you have but to ask. What sorts of knowledge are the Anama interested in? Others can describe the beliefs of the Anama better than I. I am mainly concerned with the simple, practical maintenance of our library. Perhaps you would be more interested in hearing about my research? What important research is that? Ah, okay. And tell me about those drawings. Though you are not one of the Anama, you must know how great a concern the cockroach plagues have been to our faith. They ravage our lands, after all. Ahonar himself asked me to learn as much about them as I can. Okay, then. Well, that is all. Thank you, and good day. Yeah. Okay. It's like there's a small room over here with a path down. Interesting. I wonder what's under. I'll have to take a look at that later. Okay. Sisters of Mercy Hospital. You meet a very tired and overworked man. He looks like he's been up for days straight. He wears a mask over his mouth and frequently wipes his sweaty brow. You notice he wears an Anama ring. I'm called Jed. Are you a healer? He applies a poultice to a sick woman's forehead. I'm Shayder's main healer. It's a grim task, as you can probably guess. We need the set now, we don't. Why is your task so terrible? It's the roaches, of course. They're a plague-causing nightmare. If it wasn't for the Anama, there would be many, many more deaths. Do you know anything about what's causing the roach plague? He wipes his brow. No, but the roaches are a nightmare, no two ways about it. So many people have fallen ill from the plagues they spread, we may have to expand the hospital. How do the roaches spread disease? Everything the roaches touch becomes disease and a risk to all who contract it. How many have died because of the roaches? Many have died. Many more will, no matter what. At least the Anama have saved many lives. How have the Anama helped people survive? The Anama have been working non-stop to heal the diseased, Anama or not. I am proud to be a member. Jed grinds up some healing herbs as he speaks with you. Sorry if I can't give you my full attention. There are sick people who need my help. Are you a member of the Anama? But of course. This isle was an overgrown wilderness filled with monsters before we claimed it as our own and settled it. You should speak with the Honar in the temple. He will tell you more of our faith. A victim of one of the many roach diseases lies before you, dripping with sweat. When you ask for their name, your answer is a long, low moan. Are you okay? The plague victim hacks painfully and whispers, "Water!" Bring them water. You bring the plague victim some water. You are thanked in a weak, croaking voice. Can you speak with us? Coughing hurts. Okay then. I guess we'll leave them be. You know what? We'll leave the coins for the hospital. Could probably use it. Same thing with the potions in there. I mean, sure, it's stuff, and stuff is always nice to have it. And that is... Huh. Shayder Bazaar. You meet a young woman with long brown hair and a winning smile. She's very small, but she wields a big cleaver. There's plenty of food behind the counter, and the place smells delicious. I'm Ripple. Welcome to my shop. What is your job in Shayder? Most of the time I sell food, you know. The rest of the time I keep busy. She holds up her hand, and you see an Anama ring. Why'd you join the Anama? She shows you the ring, a delicate silver band. I used to live in Sharamik, but I came here to join the Anama. You know, I've never trusted those mages. Where's Sharamik? A big city to the northeast. Nice place, but it just doesn't have the spirituality I can find here. Why do you distrust mages so much? How could you trust them? Acting all mightier than you, clustering in their towers, doing their secret rites, making plagues and weird creatures and stuff. I tell you, that's something we could all do without. Alright, and we could buy food if we need, but I don't think we do. A thin man with running sores on his face moves up to beg from you. He's a pathetic sight. I'm called Sick Boy. Spare some time and change for a sick man. How did you get like this? The roaches, the sickness. Now I just wander and survive as best I can. Give me a few coins, I'll tell you what I know. Is surviving tough? People are good to me and sometimes give me a few coins. The people who ain't in the Anama are best. How did the Anama treat you? The Anama aren't too kind to people who don't belong, sometimes. Well, it goes to show you, sometimes the holier one gets, the worse they are. He accepts the coins gladly. Thanks, friends. By the way, keep an eye out for Judith. She's a healer who goes from town to town. I heard her say once she knows about some ancient artifact. Ask her. Where could I find Judith? How should I know? Why don't the Anama help you? The Anama may seem kind, but they can be a hard lot. They only help those who help them. If you can't work to build up their island, they'll gladly cut you loose and not spare you a second thought. Well, thank you. The man behind the counter is tall and thin and has very short hair. He wears an Anama ring. I'm Renton. What sort of occupation are you engaged in? Oh, just trying to rebuild my life, you know. So I run this shop here. You can purchase armor here, finest quality, brought down from Gale. Where's Gale? To the northeast, hundreds and hundreds of miles away. They make the finest armor in Valorum up there, and I got a bunch of it shipped here. You won't see it's like anywhere for miles and miles. Why are you rebuilding your life? I'd rather not talk about it. Let's just say I got into the magic a little far and was going funny in the head. The Anama helped me to a point where I could walk upright and wasn't seeing stuff that wasn't there. Things aren't as interesting running a shop, but at least I'm sane, you know? Alright. Bronze plate mail. Yeah, this guy's got some nice armor. Blessed sandals. Very nice. Alright. This man is well-built and dangerous looking. His face has a dark, ferrety look to it, and he seems quite at home among all the weapons. I'm Big Bear! You can't quite place his accent. What sort of shop is this? I got weapons, you daft sword! What else would I got? I run this shop with my mate Renton. Also, if you want to buy or sell something, I'm your man. Where's Renton? Cross the way, fine armors of all sorts they got. Good way having customers about. Can we do some trading? Some weapons. We don't need any. But thank you. Alright. I think that one person is who we should be talking to. She should be somewhere. Hopefully she didn't go too far. I don't know where she went. Oh, there she is! Judith, I heard you might know about a certain ancient artifact. She looks annoyed that you've heard of her knowledge, but decides to make the best of it. It's true. I have stumbled upon the location of the lost Fury crossbow, an insanely powerful artifact. I will divulge its location for a mere 1,000 coins. 1,000 coins? I think that's a bit much for us right now. Okay, here's your money. Now tell us where it is. Well, I have it on good authority that the Fury crossbow is in the legendary Pit of the Worm, far to the northeast. It's due east of a village called Bremerton. Alright, at least now we know of it. Thank you. Cover that bit. You smell sulfur. Small sparks fly up from the ground. As you back away, you hear a soft voice say, "Anama members only in this area. Please back away. Thank you for your cooperation." So this must be the Temple of the Anama. Temple of the Anama. All who welcome wisdom have a home here. We'll go in there later. Probably in the next episode. That's probably the end. We'll go in there in a bit. Hello! A muscular soldier patrols the streets of the city. Her armor has the insignia of an Empire dervish, the title the Empire gives to its strongest, craftiest warriors. When she sees you, she approaches you. I'm Dervish Cassie. What's your job here? I'm patrolling for roaches. And other vermin. What are you implying? I served in the war with the Avernum worms. I've heard of you, and the people of Avernum may tolerate you, but I know what you Avernites have done. Avernites? We aren't Avernites. Don't take me for a fool. The rumors are everywhere. We all know that there are Avernites walking among us. Most are ready to welcome you. They think that you can help us with the plagues. I know the truth. I know this is all your fault, and when these fools rise up and make you pay, I'll be at the head of them. You do know we did something about the slime plague? Fine. I suppose there's not much that can be done there. I'm guessing these are the storage sheds for docks. Most likely. Not likely to really be anything of use. Okay, there's something of use in there, but we can't really get to it. Yeah, these are the docks. And there's even a boat over here. Ferry to Marish at end of dock. At the end of the dock is a ferry ready to take you to the town of Marish to the north on the mainland. The ferry costs a very reasonable rate of 10 coins. No, we don't need to leave the island yet. I'm guessing we need to break through it to get down into there, and this is interesting. Except the box at the end of this corridor is empty. Weird. You break into these cramped, ill-smelling living quarters. Among the dirty clothes and bits of trash, you see several unsavory-looking characters. They react to your breaking into their home with understandable annoyance. And one of them appears to be a mage, even! Ow! That hurt. Right, and a healing. There we go. Okay, that happened. Okay, what do we get? Coins, 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 and... Oh, could we actually use that chainmail? That's 1 to 20. That's actually more than the crafted. Sure, take it. And Teresa can use the crafted then. And you're going to stick without it. And those we can sell in a bit. And nothing else we need from here. Pick the lock. These must be sailors' quarters. Only sailors are generally capable of making living quarters so cramped, grit-encrusted, and smelly. That sounds a bit stereotyping. Alright. I think all that's left is the inn. Let me just sell these, this armor. Hello. This man has dark, leathery skin and multiple earrings. You suspect he has been over many seas and to many lands. He proudly wears an Anama ring. My name is Boyle. How do you keep busy? I sail the seas, a very difficult calling of late. For some time now I have been stranded on this isle. Did you travel a lot as a sailor? His eyes get a faraway look. Oh, the wondrous sights I have seen. I hope someday I shall not be stranded and can see them again. And of course, carry the word to other lands. Carry what word? The word of the Anama, of course. In my time on this isle with them, I have learned much from them about how to make our world a better place. What has stranded you here? With the monsters roaming everywhere, trade has slowed to a standstill. Nobody produces goods or calls for goods beyond what they can produce themselves to survive. When cargo ships stopped sailing, many sailors, such as myself, became stranded. Have you done anything while stranded here? While I am trapped here until I can find a ship to take me home, my time here has not been a loss. I have gained a purpose in my life and much tranquility through the teachings of the Anama. Once I was weak. I even carried a wand to defend myself. Now it is no more. I have weaker defenses, but more peace. Why did you join the Anama? The Anama taught me that a sword is to use against others is of only limited use when the others have more swords than you. That is why I no longer use or will support the use of magic. To show my loyalty, I took a wand I had carried for defense for many years, and I threw it through a grate into the sewers, where I hope it lies still. And this wand is still down there? I suspect so. It is no longer of any concern to me. I see you bear the symbol of the Anama. I do, and proudly. They seem strange at first, but they are a brave lot, and honorable. Now I tell all I meet their teachings. Right, and we have just a few things to sell you. There we go. Let me just uncover that bit. And into the inn here. Not much left. And we have just enough time in the episode. A sleepy-looking man sits hunched over in the corner, nursing a mug of really nasty-smelling drink. He doesn't look like he wants to talk to you. I'm moving. Now go away. How's it going? I'm enjoying my privacy, and you're disturbing it. I don't mean to disturb your privacy. Well, you did. I hate being bothered by every loser adventurer who walks into the bar. Go away. Well, then you shouldn't be sitting in a corner staring into your drink moodily. Adventurers are drawn to that like magnets. This woman's tattoos and weathered skin mark her as one who's seen a lot of the sea. She cleans off the bar's counter with a dirty rag in her calloused hand. I'm Mickey. What can we order? Well, for fine out-of-towners like yourself, we have the luxury suite, only 10 coins. Plus, we have a fine amber ale on tap. You gents can purchase that for only 6 coins. Thank you, but we don't have a need for any of that. We will look around in the rooms, however. Not much in here. A bit of rope, not much else. That's probably the common room. Big room. And this must be the luxury suite. Only 2 beds, so we'd be sharing it, I'm guessing. Alright, one more thing to take a look at.
I'm a talking skull.
Check me out, I'm a talking skull! Yes, you just said that, shut up. Alright, let's take a look in here quickly enough. And, of course, there are roaches. Huh. Wonder what happened in here. Also looks like there's another passage down, probably into the sewers. We'll have to take a look in there later. Right now, I guess... Hold on, one more person there. Oh! I guess he's a merchant we saw in the last town. Well, the only place left to look at, aside from the sewers, is the Anama Church, which we will look at in the next episode. See exactly what the Anama are all about. That will be in the next episode, so until then, I am Chester44, that is Carl, Nepor, Pollux, and Teresa. This has been an Avernum 3 Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.